This week's Freak of the Week is the Secretary of Education, Linda McMahon. And as you're about to find out, if you didn't already know, oh my God, she is a comic book villain. I have pulled up an article from the AP. Some workers would be excluded from student loan forgiveness program for illegal activity. Let's check it out. Teachers, social workers, nurses, and other public workers would be cut off from a popular student loan cancellation program if the Trump administration finds their employer engaged in activities with a substantial illegal purpose under a new federal proposal released on Friday. I want to start this by saying I'm a social worker. I am part of this population that would be affected by this. As of right now, if I make 120 payments, which is 10 years of monthly payments on my student loans, I qualify to get some or all of my student loan forgiven. This is an essential program that makes sure that those of us who are working in the public service sector get treated with the dignity and respect that we deserve. My education was expensive. I didn't come from wealth. Most of us don't. Some of us had to take out loans to follow our dreams. My dream was to go to college, get a degree in a helping profession, and work on the ground with everyday people. And that's what I did. That's what I do. And if after 10 years of paying student loans, I still have a large balance, it should absolutely be forgiven. Nurses, doctors, social workers, other helping professionals deserve that. I have several coworkers who have luckily been a part of this deal, and they had their balance completely forgiven because they paid their loans every month for 10 years. Back to the article, the Education Department took aim at nonprofits or government bodies that work with immigrants and transgender youth, which is so many nonprofits. I can count off the top of my head 9 or 10 nonprofits just in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where I'm at, that work with specifically immigrants or work specifically with transgender people. Those are marginalized groups that need all kinds of support right now. Opponents fear that the new policy would turn the loan forgiveness benefit into a tool of political retribution. That's totally what it is, 100%. The proposal would give the Education Secretary, Linda McMahon, the final say in deciding whether a group or government entity should be excluded from the program, which was created by Congress in 2007 to encourage more college graduates to enter low-paying public service fields. That's the point. Social workers aren't paid shit. We go into these professions knowing that we're not going to make a ton of money. Anyone who works in the nonprofit sector can vouch for this. Now, if I decide I want to move up in my career, move up in leadership, then yes, there's more money to be made. But the frontline workers, the people who are on the ground serving disadvantaged and marginalized populations every single day, yeah, they're not paid much. They're not paid enough to comfortably pay off their student loans. That's why this program was made almost 20 years ago. This is a really scary part. The proposal says illegal activity includes the trafficking or chemical castration of children, okay, illegal immigration, and supporting foreign terrorist organizations. I wonder which foreign terrorist organization they're referring to. They're referring to Hamas. And as we've seen over the past 7 months, this administration is not distinguishing pro-Palestine protesters and Hamas supporters. Pro-Palestine protesters have been locked up. They've been abducted off the street by masked people ordered by this administration because they are speaking out against Israel's atrocities, the genocide and ethnic cleansing that they are committing in Gaza, and calling for the liberation of the Palestinian people. That is not the same thing as supporting a terrorist organization. You can be both pro-Palestine, pro-Palestinian liberation, and anti-Hamas, and most everyone is, but this administration doesn't think so. So what this really means is any nonprofit organization that takes a stand against Israel's war crimes, not only are they going to lose funding, but they're also going to lose these benefits. That's awesome. And as you can see, I'm getting an advertisement on the screen for some bras, so that's awesome too. Let's move on. Under current rules, government employees and many nonprofit workers can get their federal student loans canceled after they've made 10 years of payments. The program is open to government workers, including teachers, firefighters, and employees of hospitals, along with nonprofits. This new proposal would exclude employees of any organization tied to an activity deemed illegal. Trump has already made it super clear that whatever he thinks is good is legal and whatever he thinks is bad is illegal. And obviously that's not how the law works. But he can say that anything is illegal and then use the government to enforce this new law that he made up in his head. The article goes on to say, even without a legal finding. So even if a nonprofit organization doesn't officially break a law, the education secretary can determine independently that an organization should be ejected. So the laws don't even matter anymore. She can unilaterally make this decision. Oh my God. The secretary could judge whether an organization participated in illegal activity by using a legal standard known as the preponderance of the evidence. This is a vital point right here at the bottom. By using a distorted and overly broad definition of illegal activities, the Trump administration is exploiting the student loan system to attack political opponents. This is disturbing. It's depraved. It's intentional. This loan forgiveness benefit is one of the only major incentives that helping professionals have to stay in their profession. Social workers, teachers, many nonprofit organizations that help marginalized and struggling populations. We don't have the greatest benefits because normally we rely on state and government funding, which under Republican leadership, budgets for us continue to go down and down. So we don't get paid super well to start, but we do these jobs because we love working with people, and these people need this support. So the prospect of having your loans paid off after 10 years of making monthly payments is one of the very few safety nets that these professions have. And now Linda McMahon and her goons at the Department of Education want to weaponize this to attack Trump's political opponents. What a freak. What a freak.